Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy G Marcus TV, back with a brand new video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'm bringing you an episode recap and review of Power Book 2 Season 3, and this is for episode number 6. You know how we do on this channel. I give you guys a recap first, I give you guys a review at the end. So, let's get straight to it. It starts off with Monet identifying Lorenzo's body, because of course, as you know, in the previous episode, Lorenzo was killed by Gordo, thanks to Monet. Kane is called while he was playing poker at Mecca's house, and he was told about what happened. Then Drew got called, and Diane was actually Salim. So now Tariq, he's looking sick for what happened to Lauren, because of course he just found out that basically Effie killed Lauren. Effie keeps asking him what's going on, and he keeps brushing it off. So Jenny tells Saxe if he refuses to cooperate, then his confession about bringing a gun to Truth the night that Ghost died, that will be used against him. So she's on Saxe's right now. So Lauren slept at her parents' house, but it turns out that Jenny had them removed after she died. So she said basically the only way to end the nightmare is to help her with the case. So she made a request to speak to Saxe alone. So she ends up speaking to Saxe, and Saxe ends up telling her that Tariq sold drugs before college, he got his sister killed, and he believes the kid in the pool that was dead and Jabari's death. He ends up pointing all fingers at Tariq, and he says that his parents ruined him for the life. So now she's looking like, damn, maybe this nigga is not good after all. So Reek beats the shit out of Brayden. It was funny as hell. Like, he attacks Brayden because of course he is mad about what happened with Lauren. So he gets him to confess that Effie was the one that killed Lauren. So he basically just said, yo, he was trying to protect him. Like, yo, like, I did this for you. And Tariq just said, yo, don't tell anybody. So Tariq ends up taking Effie for a ride. He makes it seem like he's about to take her on a romantic date, a romantic like location somewhere private. As he was driving, he told her a few secrets about how he killed Ray Ray, and then everything turned into a cycle of shit. And if you guys don't know, Ray Ray is the cop that killed his sister. He even tells her how he killed a ghost. So he really opened up to her. So after that, she tells him how basically her mom married a guy that touched her. The mom found out about it, and she didn't give two shits about it. And so he just basically said, oh, that's f***ed up. Like, he didn't give two f***s about what happened to her. So right after that, he takes her to the scene of the crime where she killed Lauren, basically trying to make her confess to killing Lauren. So as he confronts her, she reaches for a gun. Then he was just like, he's not gonna do anything to her because at this point, he does something to her, the cops is already on his ass. So she said that she was trying to protect him because she was gonna end up snitching. Then he just basically tells her f*** her, and he ends up leaving her ass right in the middle of nowhere and tells her to find a ride. So then Tariq, he confronted Kane, but he didn't make a big deal out of Kane because Kane, he knew Kane was light his up. Kane was not playing. Kane was just like, oh, if you want to come at me about it, it's like, oh, make my day, mother. That's the vibe that Kane was on. Tariq ended up cutting out Brayden and Effie out of the business. He ends up denying them access to the building. Everything, like, he cut them off completely. But basically Opie was just like, they have to come to the meetings, they have to still be in the business. Like, after that, Kane meets with Brayden and tells him, yo, you gotta figure your way back in. Like, you can't let this nigga just drop you from everything. So Brayden, in retaliation, ends up cutting Tariq off of Western Holdings, where he cannot be a part of the business and he cannot go inside the building. So Kai, he ends up returning, and he's at Lorenzo's repast. So of course we know that he has a thing for Monet, so of course he's trying to make passes at Monet, and it is pissing everybody off. But Drew, he wants revenge, and Kane wants to protect them first. So Monet tells Drew that she wants him to take Lorenzo's place, but just don't do anything reckless, especially with the Russians. So earlier, Diane was caught on the rooftop with cameras. It's little, but something crazy that's gonna come out of it. So Celine, he's basically at the wake, he's in her room, and he's saying that basically Lorenzo didn't die for anything, and he's basically trying to get her out of the life. She seemed very, very sincere. All of a sudden, she ends up breaking it off with him and kicking his ass out of the house. She gets tight, like, are you f***ing serious? You gonna disrespect my father at his wake, at his funeral? Like, she kicked him out, he didn't want to leave, and she says, if you don't leave, my brothers will surely escort your ass out. So Tariq, he went to Raina's gravesite, then his grandma came out of nowhere and she basically told him, yo, you reap what you sow. You're just like your father, and if you don't stop, you're gonna end up just like your father, which is basically dead. And as they said that, they looked at Ghost's grave. So of course she blames him for the fact that she's lonely by herself, doesn't have Tasha, doesn't have Yas. So right after that, he puts a plan to get his grandmother to Tasha and Yasmin. Take Opie and Norma's mind off of the grandma, off of the family members, and put it on him. So he ends up distracting them by going on the train with a whole bunch of drugs. As that happened, as the grandma thought that they was leaving together, she gets put in a woodsack. So Tariq ended up keeping her safe. So Tariq, he ends up seeing Diana, and she's been drinking. Oh Lord, she's been drinking. So he asked her to work with him, and she was just like, yo, she's just gonna focus on graduation and that's it. So of course he ends up smashing. So the next day, Effie comes to the dorm and she asks Diana to work with her, but she shuts the shit down like, so you crazy? I'm not working with you. So right after that, she opened the door and she sees Tariq getting ready, and this motherfucker, he just ends up saying hi to her. So she just ends up saying, yo, fuck y'all. So Kane then came to Effie and told her that he'll slide her some drugs just to help out, since she helped him out with the whole Lauren situation. So after that, Tariq and Brayden, they meet up, and basically Tariq tells him he has to show up to the meetings until they make a plan to get Norma's daughter. So Monet wanted Kane to be in charge of cleaning their money. Kane goes to Brayden with the father's life insurance money and tells him to clean the money in Western Holdings. So he goes to Kiki to make it happen, but she says that she wants a cut. So Drew told Gordo that he want to go and attack the Russians because he thinks that they're the ones that killed the father. So Gordo was with it. So Drew, he ends up acting like a delivery boy, going to one of the Russian spots. He ends up stabbing and killing one of the main Russians. I was just like, oh boy, you know this shit gonna be bad. So the funeral comes. Jenny and Blanca was at the funeral, and Diane spoke at the funeral. Kane took the chain off of Lorenzo and said, family first, he's gonna make him proud. So then after that, the Russians, they end up doing the drive-by at the funeral, but it's crazy because they ended up killing nobody or hitting anybody. So Drew and Kane, they ended up tussling after the situation happened. Drew was taking Lorenzo's spot, and Monet ended up backing his up. Davis then informed Monet that the feds got the Russians. So Monet gets home and she sees an hallucination of Lorenzo where he's smoking a cigar. So he ends up telling her, hey, I still love you even though you betrayed me, but just know, when these kids find out, they're never gonna forgive you for it. Ever. So that's how the episode ended. So I'm just gonna give this episode, I give this episode an 8. The reason I'm giving it lower than the usual, I usually give it a 9 or 9.5. First off, you mean to tell me right now, Salim, you started clapping Diana, and at her father's passing, you're gonna talk shit about the father? You seem like a smart guy. You cannot be that freaking stupid. Of course the girl's gonna snap on you. You just talk shit about her pops. I didn't like the fact that Tariq smashed Diana while she was drunk. I'm like, that's kind of up. Like, it sends a really bad message. I think she was drinking Casamigo, and I'm just like, you mean to tell me that, first of all, I knew he was gonna smash, but to put that as that she's drunken and then he ends up smashing, I wasn't really feeling that. Not on some because she's drunk, but because of what she was going through. They try to make Tariq like a sweet, innocent kid that just was corrupted by his parents and other shit that was going on, but the fact that they made him smash Diana, that was trash. What I did like about this episode, I love the fact that Diana had a sex scene. They could have showed some boobs. It could have been a little bit more than just 5 seconds, but hey, I love it. Like I said, like, she grew on me. Like, I think she's sexy as f. And riding too, her little to ride it? Great scene. The hallucination at the end with Lorenzo basically saying that, okay, he still loves her, but the kids are not gonna forgive her. I find that to be really cool because I started to like Lorenzo. Like, Kane is my favorite character on the show, but Lorenzo was kind of easing up. He was kind of getting there. So it was like, damn. Like, I love the fact that they didn't kill him off completely. Like, they killed him off, yes, but he still made an appearance at the end. So I find that to be really cool. Another dumb scene I felt that was stupid. You mean to tell me that the Russians do a drive-by at the funeral and nobody get hit? Not even a graze? Nobody get hit? That was trash. I wasn't feeling that at all. They could have at least made it like Kane got shot in the leg, Drew got shot, like somebody could have got shot, somebody could have got grazed. Like, that was corny as f. I loved how Tariq deaded Effie's. The fact that he left that in the woods, wherever the f that was, and told her, yo, go find your way, f you, we done. Love that scene. And I love the fact that Tariq whipped Brayden's ass. I would like for the punches to be more like he break his nose or something like that. I would love it to be like more physical, more crazy. Loved it. Great writing. I was really feeling that scene right there. Great episode. I f with it. It could have been better if the writing wasn't so off with certain. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe as I bring you videos every single week. Love you guys. Thank you guys. It's your boy G Marcus TV signing off.
Got it. That's a wrap.